How's it going, everybody? My name is Alex. It's gonna say in the forum post it's Ignacio. I've been trying to work it on all semester. I don't know how to change it, but I'm Alex Rosales. A few of you that are also in Dr. Bear's sociology class with me are gonna get another little video lecture from me. Trying to explain that my name's Alex in there as well. But this time around, it's about our monthly long, semester long stock market project. I know we had the option to do around 3 to 6 different companies to invest in. I stuck with my 3 and I went there from beginning to end. I'm going to explain what 3 I went with, why I went with them, and how they turned out in the end. First, I wanted to just hopefully see if y'all enjoyed this project as much as I did. I really enjoyed it. It allowed me to stay invested into it, not only with stocks, but mentally. Being able to check my phone out in public just to see how they're doing. Because even though I know we had our buy-ins on set dates, I was just checking thoroughly throughout the semester to see how they were doing, even on their downtime on that. With that being said, I do know that we did have the option to do more than 3. I chose 3 because I felt like I did enough research and study toward the 3 that I was going to go with were going to be the right 3 for me in the end. I believe that everybody had their own choice and decision. I don't know where y'all stand. I still don't know who the grand winner is. I don't even know if it's going to be myself, but I'm going to say first off that I believe that I'm going to be in the top 3 of the class because of how well I believe that I did. With that being said, the 3 companies that I chose, I ended up sticking with from the initial buy-in all the way till the end. I stuck it out. I had some highs, I had some lows, but I stuck it out till the end, and I'm glad I did because in the end it all worked out very well for me. And I knew that I would have to go through those highs and lows sticking through these companies because of these are real lifetime investments. I know fake money, but I kind of am in touch with the sports world to know when things are going to be going up and when they're going down, and I just have to stick it out when it goes down. That being said, I'm going to tell y'all exactly which ones I went with. The first company that I did was Madison Square Garden Sports Corporation. I did my little bit of research on the side of finding out which companies bring in the most money within the sporting world. I incorporated that into my research. Also, my own personal knowledge of sports and athletics also within this topic. That being said, Madison Square Garden Sports Corporation. They are based out of New York City in New York. Really can't go wrong with that right there. They're right down the street from Wall Street, yes. And I went about that because of the fact of location is definitely one. Like, it's one of the most major cities in the U.S. They got Los Angeles, they've got New York, and if I'm being honest, I don't know any other 2 cities in the country that are bigger in population than those 2. That being said, Madison Square Garden Sports Corporation is through the New York Knicks. Madison Square Garden is more than just an arena to most fans. I chose that because the popularity of the New York Knicks. I knew that sometimes they're not going to be the best of the best in the NBA, but they bring in a lot of money. Not only with the increased ticket sales, but they're already going to set the price to begin with at high. And on top of that, they host events year-round in Madison Square Garden. And they have their own sports corporation as well. So it's not like I'm investing in like the Saints, and it's just the Saints. The Knicks are a big bump up, but it also comes with all these other things that it comes with. So I knew that that was going to be my first company that I went with. I ended up buying 15 shares on the initial buy-in, stuck with it till the end, and my initial buy-in cost me $3,034.95. In the end, I got $3,000, $437.40, which gave me a profit of $402.25. It's a good little gig right there. The reason why I told you it was going to be a little bit of an up and down is because when this project started back in like early September, basketball season hadn't started yet. So I knew the price of buying was going to be really, really low. And I know that it would kind of consistently stay right there, maybe even dip a little bit. But I knew right around the end of October is when the sales were going to definitely go up, because that's when Knicks basketball started. And I was right about that. So not only with that, Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming up too. I know that we had to turn in our project before Christmas, but everything, all my other companies started to dip up towards the end, close to Black Friday. But I definitely made a $400 profit right there, so I can't complain about that. My second company was Dick's Sporting Goods. I know some of y'all might be confused with that, but as an athlete myself, I was in and out of that store all my life as an athlete, getting either athletic tape, new gloves, new bats, because I was a college baseball player. That was always my go-to spot. So far that I actually started working there. So I worked there part-time to help pay with my school a little bit, and I'm coaching a baseball team up until when I can get a full-time job once I finish my master's degree. I also got a little bit in and out. I explained to my managers about this project, and they told me, look, stick it out, because once around Black Friday time and kind of end of November, which is when this project was due, the sales are going to be an all-time high. And boy, was I right. I had to work Black Friday, and I couldn't even get to my station at the back where I work before getting stopped by 100 people. So it was definitely a great decision by me to invest in that company. I bought in for $3,120.60. At the conclusion of the semester, I got up to about $3,232.80, bringing me up to $112.80 profit. Obviously, it's not as high as Madison Square Garden, but I'm on the up rather than the down. Can't complain with that. So that was the reason why I chose my second company. When it comes to my third company, I went with DraftKings. I am a sports freak. I'm a sports fanatic. I know basically anything about basketball, football, baseball, anything, any question about any player playing it. I'm like Rain Man, some people call me. For the people that know that reference, understand that I'm genuine when I say that I'm Rain Man. I could pretty much name you any player from any time period. But I went with DraftKings. I'm a big fantasy football player. I also play fantasy baseball, fantasy basketball, so I know all the in and outs of that. And I know with us doing this project in the fall semester, that fantasy football is probably the one that brings in the most profit, and it's also the one that people bet on the most. Obviously, you got basketball in season as well, and on top of that, baseball postseason. So all three of those being incorporated at the same time definitely brought up the profit. I went with that, and I knew that there was going to be some down period, like right around the middle of October, right when baseball season ended. People haven't gotten into their fantasy football playoffs yet, and basketball hasn't quite started yet. I knew that was going to be my down period, but the thing is that I was at a down period around that time for all three of my companies, and I was like, I got to stick it out, which glad I did, because I'd use 100 shares on my DraftKings, because it cost about $42 a share initially to buy in. I went with, I bought it for $3,511, and in the end, I was able to sell it for $4,300. I got an $802 profit on that. So that alone got me the most profit out of all three of them, because fantasy football players are starting to get to the end of the year where people might want to get Christmas presents for other people. So I was glad enough to not only get it for one and two, but all three of my companies, I got a profit in my investments. So with starting off with $10,000, I made back $11,316.65, giving me a profit of $1,316.65. So not only to make a profit is already great to begin with, but to put over $1,000 into a profit is another story. Like I said, I don't know what companies y'all did and how much money y'all put into it. Obviously, you're waiting for Professor Saban to kind of release a statement on where everybody stands on their money, how much they brought in, who won the contest. But if I were to give myself a rating, I give myself an A, because $1,300 is nothing to be ashamed about. Only in 3-month max time period. So Yeah, my three companies were Madison Square Garden Sports Corporation, Dick's Sporting Goods, and DraftKings. I saw one of y'all in this course did DraftKings as well when we talked about one of it in our forum post, and I was like, wow, it's a good choice. I don't know if you invested as much as I did, but I got $800 from it. But other than that, I enjoyed this project. I enjoyed with where I put my money into, the fact that I stuck it out and I didn't abandon ship, and honestly, with how much I invested into it, how it basically came back to me with a good amount of profit. Other than that, I really did enjoy this course, and most specifically this project. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all's responses and to see basically where I can compare my earnings to y'all's. But other than that, good luck on y'all's finals. I know we got one coming up other than the one person who comes in first place. So if it's not me, congratulations to anybody else that won this contest. And other than that, thank y'all for hearing me out.